Hi everyone, this is Noel Alumitz, host at Skylight Bookstore. We have here the fine author Russell Banks. Hello Mr. Banks, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Noel. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Can you tell our readership, our audience, about what do you think it takes to be a writer?
Oh, I think it takes an awful lot of patience, solitude, managing to find some way to kind of slip out of the economy if possible, for a few years at least, and I think a willingness to endure rejection for a great long time.
What's your regular writing schedule like?
I usually work in the mornings, pretty much every day. I have a little studio near my house. It's actually a renovated sugar shack for boiling down maple sap into maple syrup. It's in upstate New York where I live.
So, I know you've written a lot of books. Do you have a favorite?
Not really. You know, I have four daughters, and if you ask me who's my favorite, I wouldn't be able to answer that question either, probably for some of the same reasons. Not that I love them all equally, as in the case with my daughters, but rather that I'm too subjective to make a judgment. I think in some way the books that I tend to feel most fond towards are the ones that readers have rejected in some way, just in a kind of protective way.
So, what are you trying to do with the current book, The Reserve? What are you trying to say?
Well, you know, it's a novel, so it isn't. It doesn't have a message in that same sense that a nonfiction book would have, or an argument that a political book or a philosophical book might have. Basically, it's a story. It's a story about the kind of people that I've not written much about in the past, which is to say, privileged and wealthy people. But it's also in many ways like previous books, in as much as it's also about class and about the clashes and the conflicts that exist in America between the poor and the privileged, and so it's not that different in that sense. It's a little more ironic in its take. It's